In this video, we're going to share 3 things you can do to support good communication when working and living alongside people from different cultures. They are clarity. What does it mean to be clear in what we say? Cultural blind spots. What are we misunderstanding about different cultures? Body language. What happens when our words and our body language don't agree? What is clarity? How clear are your verbal instructions or explanations?
Changing the way we do blog posts today to having a little bit more picture and visuals will help us to represent the things we do.
Then we add some related articles on this page.
In Canada, we often use idioms when we speak. We do not realize how often we use phrases that are not exact descriptions of what we mean, but are verbal pictures to describe our feelings or what we want. For example, I have butterflies in my stomach. It means you're anxious and have a nervous feeling in your stomach. Or, you need to keep your eye on the ball. It means pay attention to your work or to the situation. Or, let's get down to business. It means let's start doing the work we need to do.
Pradeep, would you please take care of this? This one, what we need to do, we need to take it out.
At work, we call everyone on a first name basis, which was very surprising at first.
Let's check the stock on the shelf. How many? I think we had 5 bottles.
But what if someone from a different culture doesn't understand these idioms? They may feel confused or embarrassed that they do not know what you're talking about.
What does it mean when someone says, I need this yesterday, or put this on the back burner? It's not clear when you are a newcomer.
Some employers have made significant efforts to support newcomer transitions in the workplace to help avoid misunderstandings and promote clarity.
We have a newcomer liaison that people can talk to. People are comfortable with her, so she helps a great deal.
Another way to promote clarity is to create a worksheet or binder that has acronyms, abbreviations, and some common idioms you may use. This is a great guide or resource for anyone new to the workplace and helps people understand workplace vocabulary more quickly.
Another form of communication could be using pictures, which is very helpful in communicating with your newcomer employees.
Notice on our SOP, some of it might be diagrams or pictures that will show you exactly the step-by-step instruction for that position.
What are cultural blind spots? You don't see or recognize how culture may influence someone's contributions. In effect, the culture is ignored, and it's assumed everyone does everything the same way.
I think a lot of people don't want to embarrass themselves. They feel that if they ask questions, it may be a silly question to ask, and occasionally you may ask a question that to you is a very important question, but the other person may interpret it as being trivial or something that you should know, and that can quite often make you feel quite bad, actually.
We often believe that culture is represented by what we can see and hear, but there are many layers to culture.
It's very important for supervisors and employers to be patient with this process and to understand that their newcomer employees are adjusting and to not make judgments about the performance or the value of the worker based on those cultural differences.
The waterline in the cultural iceberg is there to help us understand that as we go deeper and deeper into the layers of culture, some things we understand and experience we can see, but are distorted by our cultural perspective.
Misunderstandings almost always occur as soon as we kind of make assumptions about either one another or about our situations. So whether you're a newcomer or you've moved from somewhere else in Canada, you may not be familiar with all the policies or the cultural understandings within a workplace.
Something as simple as how we greet each other can be confusing. In Canada, we often say,
"Oh, good morning. How are you today?" I'm good, I'm good. Yeah, good to see you.
but what we really mean is hi. Sometimes people from other cultures start to respond to the question. They share how they're doing, and it can become uncomfortable if we start to feel impatient because it's taking longer than we expected.
I really wish I had learned things that would have helped me live in the Pembina Valley right from the beginning, such as healthcare. How do I access healthcare? What does Manitoba Health do versus what does public health do? What is urgent care? What is ER? And what on earth is a family doctor?
Hopefully that doctor won't keep you waiting in here for a long time. Okay. Sometimes you end up having to sit.
Understanding each other and what we really mean takes time and could be misunderstood. Assumptions based on cultural blind spots can lead to judgment, bias, and discrimination.
To a newcomer, you may consider it to being rude or not knowing you fully. Like you've been working with someone for months and suddenly a day she just said like, "Oh, thank God I wasn't here when you were interviewed for the job. Maybe I wouldn't allow them hire you."
How's the scheduling for production looking? Line 1 looks on track, but line 3 I have a meeting scheduled to see how we can speed things up. They're running behind a little bit.
When you don't understand something or you feel offended from what you hear or see, it's okay to ask a question back.
Don't stop your morals. If somebody says something to you, stand up for yourself. Tell them that that's not right. Explain to them what's going on, because most of the time, people in this community, or in any other community for that matter, it's more curiosity than it is an insult.
What do you do when you don't understand? Sometimes we're afraid to ask or explain, and it's okay to say, "What does that mean? Can you show me, please? I'm sorry, I don't understand. Is this what you mean?"
Are they going to treat me differently? Are they going to talk behind my back? Am I being sensitive? Is this going to be taken seriously?
Sometimes we don't understand when there are cross-cultural influences. It's okay to ask, and it shows a willingness to learn and understand from each other.
Be very open to opportunities and ask questions to the right places.
What is body language? Outside of words, our language and our literature, our ability to understand what someone means is often through how we observe what we see.
Good to see you. So I have some stuff for you here. And I need to tell you that we right now have deadlines. It's August already, right?
When our understanding of facial expressions, body language, gestures, and eye contact differs from someone else's life experiences and what they have learned, we can misunderstand what is being communicated.
There are a lot of different communication and cultural norms in different countries for the workplace.
When we don't understand or misunderstand, it leaves us feeling confused, frustrated, or even offended. Sometimes it can lead to discrimination.
The bottom line is, at the end of the day, our world is made up of different cultures and different people. That's God's greatest gift to us, is to learn what those cultures are. Embrace some of them. Be curious about it. One of the greatest gifts God ever gave us was curiosity, and we're supposed to use that for the right, not for the negative.
Overwhelmingly, we understand our feelings, attitudes, and beliefs about what someone says, not by the actual words, but by the body language and tone of voice. Up to 93% of our face-to-face communication is conveyed not through words, but through our body language and how we sound.
Try and know about them, about their cultural differences, understand their do's and don'ts, because there are some people that if you are talking to them, they are nodding their head means yes. and to some others it means no.
Yeah, Ruchika. After you cleaning this, write it down on the bottle clearly, RTS. And if you have a chance, you can also put this back.
How we give and receive communication is often likely to be misunderstood. Because if our words and nonverbal communication disagree, then we tend to believe what we see, our body language, over what we hear.
Experience. Do you think it's very important to have a Canadian experience here with you?
Sometimes our gestures and facial expressions can conflict with each other and cause confusion.
Newcomers often ask, do I make eye contact? Yes. In Canada, it's polite to look at people in the eye when you're talking to them. If you don't, people will think that you're not interested, that you're not listening, that maybe you don't care what they're saying to you. There's all kinds of things that Canadians might think, but usually it's not good.
The key is recognizing how valuable diversity is and tapping into it. That's where we can do better.
Supporting clarity. Say what we mean and mean what we say. By removing cultural blind spots, we can understand that culture does impact how we do things. Understand that body language is not the same in all cultures.
We really need to try and work out problems before they occur. It's better to, prevent a problem occurring than try to resolve a problem.
Visit us at www.pvlip.ca to view our guide and toolkit, video series, and additional resources on how to understand cultural differences. Thanks for helping us build welcoming and inclusive communities and workplaces in the Pembina Valley.